Amaze Yourself, Yvonne with the Be the CEO of Your Life show. And today is a very special day because we're going to talk about how do you present multiple businesses as one. Many of my clients don't have one business, don't have two businesses, but have multiple businesses. And the fun part, at least for me, is fun, is that they are all different things. And that's what we're going to dive in today with Levi, and Heather is here as well. So before we dive in, Levi, would you quickly introduce yourself, please?
Okay, now my name is Levi Willemstein. First of all, an adventurous person, I think. Why? Because I like to experience new things. So I'm always interested in a very wide perspective of businesses, but also subjects. You name it. I think everything is interesting because I believe in the dialogue, and if when you're speaking with people, uh, there's always one sentence in the conversation that means a lot to me, and I want to explore that interesting feeling about myself. Um, I grew up in a small community. People always saying that I'm very streetwise. Why? Because I don't have the financials for a good schooling. So I believe in myself, and when I believe in myself, I can do great things. So I'm a graffiti
Beautiful.
artist, but I also have my own businesses. I'm working with great investment companies. I'm a trainer. I'm a coach. I love sports, so I do everything.
Sounds like you have a very full life, Levy. Very full life.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay. And Heather, can you please introduce yourself as well to those who are watching?
Sure. Like Levy and many others, I have multiple interests. I tend to start businesses when I'm very passionate about something. So, for the past, we actually just passed our 8-year anniversary. For the past 8 years, I've run H2O Cleanse, which is a firm that helps people, businesses, government, schools. We just help everybody really understand water quality. We help answer the question what's going on with our water. And then we help people get clean, healthy, sustainable, resourceful and cost effective water with state of the art water filtration systems. Over the pandemic, I used my 13 years of corporate experience in financial services, helping to develop businesses, other businesses, and marketing. And I started the Heather A. Kolar Agency, where we specialize in helping companies, usually with less than 50 employees, establish an authoritative presence on LinkedIn, identify their ideal clients, and win business. So those are my two active businesses. Working with Yvonne, she knows I have two more in the mill. I'm getting tired, but excited thinking about it. So, but you've been a very integral part of helping me run two businesses effectively now. Thank you
I
so
love
much,
that.
Yvonne.
Yeah. And I love, thank you for sharing, Heather, and Levi as well, that you run multiple businesses. And Levi, I know, you're an artist, you make graffiti and amazing graffiti as well. And like you said, you work with investors, you do recruitment, you're a trainer, you're a coach, and then you connect a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we talked about was, okay, now I do all this, and how do you present yourself? How do you say to people, well, this is what I do? Because it's all different things. Can you share a bit about how that journey went and how you kind of went from, well, it's everything, and then how you brought it together?
I think it's very on my person itself because I'm an open book. That's how we say it. We're an open book. So I'm not ashamed of what I've done in the past. I'm not ashamed of my way of thinking. So I'm always seeking that dialogue with people. So if I'm talking to people and I hear something interesting, then I can shift the conversation to a demanding question of the person that I'm speaking with.
What you're
So is
really
that
talking about
something?
is being connected, right? And I think
Yeah,
being authentic and making a human connection is what people are drawn to. They probably
Yeah,
wouldn't care what you did if you're really an authentic person who listens and you find relationship with them, right? Of course, you're a
yeah,
professional that comes across. So
yeah. But I think the profession comes for me just being who I am, and staying who I am. So I've got my own opinion, and I don't change my opinion to my conversation partner. No, but I am willing to adjust my opinion as a consequence of my dialogue with this person. So that's for me a different thing. So I'm always seeking to learning sentences for myself. So I want to learn my whole life. I'm always saying from you're never too old to learn something, and I breathe that. So it's really part of my life itself. So, and I think when I have a conversation, if it's a CEO or just a harbor worker, it doesn't care for me, because for me they're both the same people.
exactly.
I don't care about wealth. I don't care about status. I don't care about a big car that someone is driving. I really don't
So
care
what do you
about
care about? What do you care about?
happiness.
Okay.
Happiness, because I believe that my happiness is only worthy if my environment is also happy.
Absolutely.
And I think that's also the thing that drives me. So when I have a connection with people that are unhappy, I'm gonna ask them the questions. Okay, what do you need to be happy?
Is there a thread, Levy, between everything that you do? So you're a graffiti artist,
Yeah,
which takes tremendous creativity, right?
yeah.
That is the expression of your creativity. You're a coach. You are a corporate recruiter. Probably do other things. What
Yeah.
is there a common thread that you see that attracts you to these different fields of work and
Uh,
expression for yourself?
yes, and yeah, yeah. So what's my common thread?
Your common thread is that you make something from nothing.
I think so. I think that's the thread. I'm able to make something out of nothing
Yeah, and whether
and
it's
giving meaning for nothing. So people, how do you say it? If I am coaching or training a company, I really want to do that from a lean perspective. So we go back to zero and let's build it up again. So I need that. I need that balance from to create something out of nothing. And when I'm headhunting or corporate recruiting, I'm not recruiting out of the perspective of the company that I'm looking for. So and how do you say it? Both parties are the same
are equal.
along. Like they're both very important. So when I'm saying I'm working from the candidate, I really listen to the candidate, because
Mhm.
I don't want to talk him into a job. No, I want to make a job clear. I want to know who you are, how's your personality, what's your intrinsic motivation to work. Is it money? Is it function or status? Sometimes it's status,
Mhm.
but I really don't believe in it. So when I'm talking to companies, I'm saying, okay, it's okay. I'm gonna find you the right candidate for your job function. Uh, but believe me when I'm saying that I'm not talk about money, because I don't want that money is a try. How do you say it? A drijfveer.
Big motivator.
Yes, I don't want to be money as a motivator. Someone is willing to make a change. For example, I'm now working uh, for a company that's working in the energy market for sustainable energy. They made an invention, and they need people for them, lead engineers, electro engineers, to do that.
Right.
But I'm looking then for the people that are interesting in the type of technology that's within,
Mhm. And the impact, I'm sure, right? The
and the
impact that the
impact.
technology will
Yeah,
have. Absolutely.
and the
So
changes can bring. So That's
Right.
more motivated for me to have a conversation with that kind of people than people are coming to me. Yeah, I'm experienced, but I want to get paid about 100K a year for the job. And I was no, okay,
Right. So
but
you
what?
seem like you're a really solid, purpose-driven man who's authentic and loves to connect people and just has this vibrancy for life. Obviously, you have a skill set to back it all up and help you be successful.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to work with Yvonne? What were you seeking?
Um,
What was it in her that really stood out? Why are you part of the Get Shit Done Club?
I think it is because I've seen opportunities. Because the way that Yvonne thinks really is in line with in the way that I'm thinking. So the first, I think we evaluate our first conversation, Yvonne,
Mhm.
and I told you I really think that you are the person for me that first I can learn from.
Mhm.
That's one thing I can learn from. But also, after the first conversation that we had, I already got that feeling that okay, she knows exactly what I'm thinking. She knows exactly the way I see life. Uh, I really think okay, cool. We are connected. Yvonne is working in Spain. I'm working in the Netherlands, um, and I know that sometimes people have a need to see people in person, face to face in the same environment. I really think I believe in energy in the kind of way of when I'm walking to a room and I see three or four people, I see them, and somehow I really can say, okay, so okay, you are in a good vibe, you're in a bad vibe, you're in a troubled vibe. I really can read people, I can screen people. And I said to Yvonne, if you have clients in Holland that needs to be, yeah, how do you say it?
In a better
He's
vibe.
in
Being
Dutch. He can
comfort,
translate.
someone for being comfort in the same environment, then maybe I can do something for Yvonne.
Right. Absolutely. So what has been the biggest difference? And then Ivana, I'll ask you the next thing. What have you seen as a big difference so far working with her?
Experience. She's very experienced, and
She's
the
very
big
experienced to say the least.
that but I think for me, for some, what for me is the biggest difference is um I'm very good in mirroring personalities, but I don't have many people around me that can mirror my personality. And I think Yvonne is the perfect person to do that for me. She can mirror my personality. So if I have if I have doubts in the things that I'm doing, she's the right one for me to say, "From okay, you're on the right track," or just adjust yourself a little bit so you can move forward. And I
It's always
think
those
that
little adjustments, right? And that's
yeah,
what's so beautiful about it because
yeah,
she's not trying to change who you are. It's just
no,
those small adjustments that make a huge difference and help everything click.
yeah, and she helps to appreciate the things that I'm not comfortable with.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think that's more worth than anything.
Yeah. So Yvonne, you were very excited about this conversation today. What do you see in Levy and what are you most hopeful for in working with him?
Well, what I really like is that he's like a true multi-potentialite, right? You're so talented, Levi. So there's so much you can do, and I know that there's going to be like a big bang, you know. So that's what I'm excited about. I have no doubts. Um, there's already like a foundation now, but there's going to be so much more. And what I'm excited about is to explore the more with you. You know, the yeah, the, don't get this wrong, but the more you accept how great you are, the quicker it will come. And right now you already see it, but sometimes, and it's in life, we all need that little push, that little like, hey, but look at you, without getting arrogant or.
Absolutely.
But that's what I'm excited about because I see all these great things, and I know that they already coming on your
They
path,
already exist. Yeah.
and that's just very exciting to see. Basically, it's like, oh, there's something else. Oh, and then I spoke to that person. Oh, and I bumped into that, and I go like,
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, she's there. She'll be back in a second. But I really
I
think that that's the one of the most exciting things for Yvonne and for us too, right? Running, she calls us a multi
yeah,
potentialite,
yeah,
is that we just become more and more and more alive, and it's like we're reaching all of these peaks. Definitely with some valleys at times. I feel like you have to go through the valleys at
yeah,
certain times, but it's the belief, the encouragement, the possibilities of it all. Like you said, you use the word opportunities, right?
yeah,
So it's such a beautiful thing when you click with someone who
yeah,
doesn't want to put you in a box, who doesn't want to tell you, well, you have to decide, or
yeah,
you're confusing, you're not committed. There's so many people in this world who take a multi potential, like someone who's in and successfully running, whether it's the art aspect, which I'm sure
yeah,
you get a lot of joy out of, or you're actually running formal businesses where, sometimes, and especially in the past, the world has said, oh, you're not committed, you're confusing. And, thankfully, a lot has changed, right?
yeah,
Especially with, one of the things the pandemic did, I think it just made people want to be more alive, right? And make
yeah,
the most of all of our time. But Yvonne just has that special ability to very quickly hone in on who we are,
yeah,
what our abilities are, and where some roadblocks might be, right?
yeah.
So I'm really happy because there she is. We
Hey.
knew you'd be right back. I'm really happy because I'm coming up on my 11th month. Well, I think we've reached the 11th month, right? We're approaching 1 year of
Yeah,
working. And, we definitely I want to ask you, what are you most excited about, working with Yvonne, even through the end of 2023, stepping into 2024? But I'm at a point right now where my businesses are growing at a very steady pace, and it's almost like I can't stop it in a way, right? Because
yeah,
we've done so much work together. We've been so solid, which is something that you really focus on, right? Just being a solid person and being
yeah,
real with people, because I think the world is just thirsty for that, right? We
yeah,
need that authentic connection. And I'm so excited about moving into 2024, just knowing that, I'm blessed. I work hard. I'm not perfect. But I have a team going, right? I have
yeah,
a team, somebody that I can relate to. So because you love graffiti, I'm sure you also, you've shared a little bit about hip hop. So I was working out a little early and I was listening to Nas's new record. It's not that new, but it's fairly new. And over the pandemic, he dropped 3 albums, which
yeah.
were all spectacular. And his producer's Hit Boy, right? So he's partnered with this one music producer who did all his music. And I'm like, that's my Yvonne, like
Yeah.
I got my girl. We're gonna really, really knock it out the box. So it's so awesome. It's so
But
awesome.
I think that's an experience you have in life also because uh, in my teenage years you have people around you that lifts you up during that time, and when you're in the moment of evolving yourself to a greater person, you losing people.
Yeah.
But I think the art is to finding the right persons beside you that can lift you up again, and I think that's a conjunction that's going through your whole life of finding new people, losing people, finding new people, losing people, and not losing because those people are bad,
Right.
but but
It's a
you
season.
don't have a common interest anymore.
Right.
yeah,
Right. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
sometimes, like you're saying from okay, hip hop, uh, I've write my own songs as well.
Uh-huh.
in my late teenage years, I also make music. I write my own lyrics. I did everything. And why did I write my own lyrics? Just as a just to write things off. How do you say it? Yeah,
Get it off
yes,
your
I just want.
chest to process
Yes,
it. Hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
And I'm always saying, when I was 24, I went to a psychologist. Why do I went to a psychologist? Because I don't think the world is. I think the world is too much prejudiced. So, uh,
Absolutely.
and I don't believe in that. I've grown up in Rotterdam. It's very multicultural. I don't believe in uh, difference between people. For me, everyone is the same.
Hmm.
And and when I think when I was 24, for me it was very difficult because I don't understand that we're living in a world that we've been throwing away food for
Oh,
tons a year. We throw away food, and people are dying in Africa. Why? Please tell me why.
yeah. People are hungry in Africa. They're hungry everywhere. But yeah, it makes
Yeah.
absolutely no sense. So, Yvonne, I'll turn it back over to you. What are your final
Yes.
questions?
Well, I think that this has been a very interesting conversation. We touched on a lot of things. But if you would have to describe your expectations, or let's say your one goal for the coming year,
Yeah.
what would be your one word?
Happiness.
Happiness. I love that. And for you, Heather, what would be your word?
Right now, I'm looking for systems because that's something that we're working on. So I am happy. I want to continue that, but my next level is systems.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Um, yeah.
For you,
So
Yvonne, what's your word?
yeah, I was thinking. I think my word is joy,
Yes.
and building my business in a way that I have more time for joy. That's the underlying reasoning behind it, so to say. Yeah.
That's why I chose
And
systems.
yeah, yeah, I get that totally. I get that. And I wanted to say that if you're watching right now and you feel like, you know what, we're not at the end of 2023 yet, and I'm not
Uh,
ready for 2024, and I basically want to know how I can hit my business out of the park, or my multiple businesses like both Heather and Levi have as well, feel free to comment crush underneath this video, because then I'll contact you and we'll see how you can crush your goals for now 2023, or set you up so you can crush your goals for 2024. So
Absolutely.
if
And
you
I'll
want to
just
know more.
second that real quick because since working with you, Yvonne, I no longer, if in the past, if I hadn't had a successful year, I would be looking to 2024 and just writing the holidays off, right? And just, I'll start again in the new year. But since working with you, I'm so in the moment. There's so much more to do every single day in a way that's fulfilling. It's not overly stressful. So I encourage anyone who's looking to get into a different rhythm with confidence, with a plan, with a process, and with a fantastic coach that's going to bring the best out of you. I highly recommend that you comment crush and see what this program she's about to unveil is all about. So
Yeah.
thank you, Yvonne.
I love that. Thank you so much. And for everybody who was watching today, thank you. See you again next time. Same place, same time, same channel. Bye for
Yes.
now.
Thanks.